The city of Edmond has named a new director of Parks and Recreation. Brad Rainey will step into the role in March. He is the leader of the award-winning parks program in Green River, Wyoming. He has quite the resume. Brad joins us now live to talk all about his new role here in Edmond. Brad, good morning to you.
Good morning. Thanks so much for having me on.
Of course, happy to have you here. Got to say congratulations on taking on this brand new role here for the city of Edmond. As I mentioned there just a little bit, you have an extensive resume in this arena. What attracted you to come to Edmond?
Yeah, there's a lot of exciting things going on in Edmond, and I quickly saw that as I researched Edmond. On a more personal note, my wife is from Oklahoma. She graduated high school there, so it's a little bit of a returning home for her. And we have good friends there that have sold us on Edmond long ago, before the job was ever posted. So when it came open, it was kind of one that I knew I needed to apply for if it ever came open.
It sounds like it was a no-brainer then for you. Let's
Yeah.
talk a little bit about your background. Give us a little bit more insight into your experience.
Sure. I've been here in the city of Green River for the last 8 years as the director. We're a smaller city with big city amenities. So we manage a lot with a really small staff. We have to be really efficient. And that's how we won a national award, was being recognized for how we've managed a lot with a little. Before Green River, I was in the city of Casper, which is a little bit closer to the size of Edmond, as a supervisor running sports and events. And kind of first full-time career in recreation a long time ago was at a YMCA, opening up a new YMCA in the Seattle area, and then have a master's degree from Idaho State University in athletic administration and a bachelor's in exercise science from Brigham Young University.
With your background, what do you hope to bring that's unique to the park system in Edmond?
I think one of the things that we've been really successful with here in Green River is just being as efficient as possible with taxpayer money, of making it go as far as possible. I think that's one of the things that I can offer the city. I have a lot of experience writing grants and making partnerships, and Edmond's done a really good job of that over the years to kind of develop what they have. But it's something that I have a lot of experience in. I've just been able to enjoy really good relationships and everywhere I've worked, but especially here in Green River, that have really allowed us to just advance the Parks and Rec system despite difficulties here in Wyoming and Green River. We've really been able to move forward. So I look forward to just getting to know people in Edmond, getting to know the staff, all the people, all the stakeholders, everybody that's involved, and listening to them, and just trying to serve them to the best of my abilities.
Yeah, so that's an overall look here of what you plan to do when you get here. But what is the first thing on your agenda when you take over as director?
I think my first thing is to listen, to listen as much as possible. I'm not coming in saying, hey, we're going to do things just like we did it in Green River. I just really want to get out and listen to people, listen to the staff, listen to all the volunteers that contribute to the programs there, listen to the partners, make new partnerships, and just try to have an understanding of the direction that we need to head. And I mean, there's a lot of exciting things going on there in Edmond in the Parks and Rec system. They have a big project at the golf course that's about to come open. There's a master plan at Arcadia Lake. There's just a whole bunch going on there that I'll need to learn about and make sure those things stay on track when I get in.
Okay, and we know that you are taking over in March. You in Oklahoma yet?
Am I in Oklahoma? No, I'm in Wyoming, and the
Okay.
snow's blowing sideways, and it hurts your face to go outside. So,
All
we're
well,
excited.
Oklahoma is waiting for you, and a big welcome home to your wife as well, who you said is from Edmond. Brad, thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to seeing your work here.
Okay, all right, thanks.